While Yellowstone may have come to an end after 5 successful seasons, the conversation isn't about its end, it's about what's coming next. There's been a lot of back and forth about the show's final chapter, especially with Kevin Costner deciding not to return after that season.
I'm not going to be able to continue season 5.
Whether you blame Kevin or Taylor Sheridan for the show's ending, the debate will probably never end. But let's not get stuck in the past. Instead, let's focus on the exciting future. And that future includes a brand new spinoff, the Madison. It's coming soon, and here's everything we know so far. Set after the events of the Yellowstone finale, the Madison will carry on the saga in the present-day timeline. As much as I love the historical depth of 1883 and 1923, there's something intriguing about sticking with the current timeline. Even though I was kind of hoping we'd explore more of that past, the cast they've assembled here has got me really excited. It's going to be an interesting ride. The story revolves around the Macintosh family, who've made the big move from New York to the picturesque Madison River Valley in Montana. At the heart of this family is Stacy, played by the one and only Michelle Pfeiffer. She's the first big-name star confirmed for the series, and she's already shared her excitement about diving into this new role on Instagram. But bad news, Stacy's husband won't be part of the show due to his passing. There's been speculation that Kurt Russell might step in as a key character, but until Paramount Plus gives us the official word, we can only guess. However, Yellowstone's Cole Hauser-Rip has dropped some hints, mentioning both Michelle Pfeiffer and Kurt Russell in interviews, which only strengthens those rumors. Not gonna lie, I'm expecting a pretty significant role for Kurt, but let's just wait for that official confirmation for now. Or we can theorize for fun, which is one of my favorite things to do. What if Kurt Russell plays the deceased husband and the whole thing jumps between the past and present, constantly using flashbacks to reveal their story? The present day Stacy is still haunted by his memory, so it's like we're unraveling their relationship bit by bit. That would be kind of cool, don't you think? Another theory could be that Kurt Russell plays a character who has also lost his wife, and he forms a friendship with Stacy that doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. There are endless possibilities that could happen, but what are your thoughts? Moving on to the rest of the Macintosh family. Stacy's daughters, Abigail and Paige, round out the core cast. Abigail will be played by Bo Garrett, who brings the character to life as a recently divorced mother of 2. If you've seen Michelle and Bo side by side, it's clear they look like they could be mother and daughter. Perfect casting. Abigail's sister Paige, on the other hand, will be portrayed by Elle Chapman. Paige is living the high life, enjoying the luxury that her family's wealth has provided, but we're sure she's got some depth under the surface. As for her husband, Russell, that role will be filled by none other than Patrick J. Adams. We also get to meet Matthew Fox, who will be playing Paul, a rugged single man. Now, I'm not saying it's definitely happening, but could Paul and Abigail develop a romantic storyline? It's a possibility that's definitely worth considering. The show's premise is all about family and grief. The official synopsis reveals that the Macintosh family's life starts to fall apart after a big tragedy. The grief they face while vacationing in rural Montana is explored, focusing on how they rebuild their connections with one another amidst their sorrow. It's definitely a more emotional, character-driven storyline compared to the traditional Yellowstone fare. I've got to say, this one feels like it's going to hit differently. It won't be all about the land wars or massive family feuds. It's more about processing loss, which adds a new emotional layer. To be honest, I don't think Taylor Sheridan is good at reflecting the true nature of grief because, well, we all watched what Elsa did after she lost the very first love of her life, right? But fingers crossed, I hope the Madison will change my mind. What do you think? Does this departure from the usual Yellowstone themes feel refreshing to you, or do you think it might be missing some of the usual intensity? And here's a big question. Will we see any familiar faces from the original Yellowstone in the Madison? With Beth and Rip getting their own spinoff, it seems likely we could catch a glimpse of them. Or maybe Casey and Monica, could they make an appearance, even in a small way? Nothing's been confirmed yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if Taylor Sheridan finds a way to sneak some Yellowstone veterans, or even himself, into the mix. On to the fun stuff, filming and release dates. If you've seen some of the behind-the-scenes shots Michelle has shared on Instagram, you know they've already started filming. In fact, production wrapped up in mid-December, so we're looking at a potential release sometime in 2025. Since 1923, Season 2 is set to drop between February and April, it wouldn't be wild to think the Madison could be ready by late summer or early fall. As for a trailer, we don't have one yet, but I can't wait to see how this one unfolds visually. Michelle Pfeiffer in the Montana landscape? That's going to be something to see. And if Kurt Russell really does join the cast, that would be a game changer for sure. So, what's your take on the Madison? Are you excited to see where this spinoff takes us? Drop your thoughts below. I'm curious to hear what you think. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe. And if you want to know more about the Yellowstone universe, watch this video next.